Alright, let's do this. I'm going to be showing you guys some of my tips and tricks for solo play in this video for WD Fortnite. Right now we're dropping in. If you play with me a lot, you'll know that I really like dropping Moisty Mire. There's a lot of reasons for that. One, it's pretty secluded, not a lot of people coming at the beginning of the game, and the way that you can enable yourself to get a lot of W's is to stay away from tilted towers and Greasy Grove and places where there's going to be a lot of players beginning of the game. You may get a lot of good loot, but you're going to, most of the time, end up dying out of it, no matter how good of a player you are. If you saw there, I'm dropping the Moist Mire, and since I'm on the coast of the map, I'm going to drop in on the ocean, and this is going to allow me to drop lower to the ground, so I'll be able to get to the loot quicker. My main hit is always going to be this first chest tree. I look around, make sure that there's not a lot of people around me. I see that I have a couple guys around, so I always keep a note of that in my head while I loot. So the reason I also drop Moisty is secluded, and there's a lot of materials. One thing that you're gonna need if you want to be very good at the game is building materials, and wood's the best one for quick building and defense. Other than at late end game, you're gonna want your metal and your brick, but dropping Moisty Mire gets that wood out of the way for you, because all these big trees will drop around 80 to 100 or so wood. So that's always a big plus. So you see here, I'm going to start taking my shields. Always, as soon as you get a shield, try and take it, unless you know you have a chance of finding minis or someone in your squad has minis. But since I'm in solos, I know there's going to be no one else backing me up. Now I'm going to start grabbing these trees, and I know that there's someone around, but I'm not sure where they are yet, so I'm always looking around no matter what. You see, you got to jump through Moisty. That's a problem. That's the only bad thing about Moisty is you get stuck in that shit, but it's honestly way worth it. And you know, if you ever play with me, like squad games, same thing. I always drop Moisty and I work these chests because they've added a lot here, and the wood is just too good to pass up. Here you see I'll take the blue burst. I'm not a big fan of the blue burst, but it's good. But as soon as I get this blue AR here, I'll drop it, pick up a shield, and I'm gonna grab this tree red after as well. You can leave here with 999 wood easy. Another reason I like Moisty Mire is because you come here, especially in squads, if you're in squads, you can drop 2 Moisty Mire, drop 2 prisons, so you have 2 high loot areas handled by only a squad of 1, which is always good. If you drop tilted, you're only limited to tilted. Honestly, I think Moisty plus prison has a good amount of chests, because you also got treehouse over there that drops some loot. You can also hit the crab if you got someone that wants to go out there. But my main thing is getting the building materials early in order to defend yourself in fights. And I'll pick up this deagle. You'll see here that I already have adjusted my inventory. I always, as soon as I pick up a gun that I like, I always adjust my inventory. And I'll always go sniper, AR, tac submachine gun. If you don't know, ever since the double pump got patched, the tac submachine guns have been absolutely bonkers. They'll literally melt people. I'm not a big fan of the deagle, so I'll drop those for those mini shields. But I keep it like that so that I can always have my AR ready, and then I'm always one button away from my long range and my short range, and then I put my meds in the other 2 slots. This is the main tactic for me when I go to try and attack prisons. I build up onto this hill here so I can get advantage of height over the top, so I see that there's been a man here. I don't know where, so I'm always looking just in case he pushed into Moisty. But right now I don't see anybody. So I'm just going to be very cautious, especially in solos when there's no one around to really give you any backup. You might get lucky and have another guy who starts shooting at the guy you're shooting at, but they also want to kill you, so not always a good plan. Always be running around, jumping. Another big thing is when you're running around, look behind you, of course, and then if you are below a hill or honestly anywhere, jumping while sprinting, you'll go just as fast, and it allows you to look over the top of hills. And so if I jumped right now, I'd be able to see into that ravine. My normal move is up the coast to the right, up towards gas station, but since circle is this way, we're going to push this way towards Fatal Fields. So you see there I jump, and that enables me to see farther and get a jump on people if I need to. And when I leave I left Moisty kind of early, but that's because the circle is pretty poor, so I'm not that high on wood, but that's enough to sustain me through 2 or 3 good battles. See? I'm always checking behind me just in case. And there's that jump, and I can see over the tops of these hills to see anyone running underneath them that would have otherwise snuck up on me and killed me. So especially in solos, you got to make sure that you keep an eye on every direction because you're always alone. Another thing is you guys can't hear the audio in this right now. I couldn't really figure out how to get the audio in it, but it's solo, so the only thing you'd be hearing is footsteps because I don't talk much. In squads, it's a lot more vocal because, I mean, you're pointing out people to 3 other squad members and your communication has to be key. With that, it's always going to be you. As soon as you see someone, you shout a number. You shout what numbers they're at the top of your screen, because that's just, you have to have all 4 guys on it. Some people would take the three mini shields over the full there, but I know that when I usually kill people, they're always usually holding minis, so I can drop my big shield, pick up their minis, take those quick, and then take the big shield. So that's why I prefer taking that one big shield over those minis. Alright, here I come into this house and I have a trap and I'm close to circle and I know there's guys around, so I get my submachine gun, and I needed my trap kill, so this is gonna be a little boring, but I needed my trap kill, so I decided to hide in this little building. Well, actually, I put the trap down, and I'm always checking the map just to see how close circle is. I know there's guys at Salty because I heard them fighting. You can't hear it in the audio, but I heard the fighting. And then I was lucky enough to turn around and I'm able to see this guy. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah, I'm going to get this trap kill. So I hide in this bush. I know it's not that great, but it's good for my front view. So I know that the guy in front of me can't see me because of that patch that's up. So he's going to come running in with a little pistol. I hear the trap hit him. I run in as soon as possible just so I don't give him any time to heal. Could have built something, could have thrown anything up, but I knew that was just going to be an easy kill, and I was just going to take it. Medkit, obviously. Sometimes, if I'm not playing solos, you'll see I would have dropped the shield and picked up that purple tack because I would have started stacking medkits for the squad while someone else would stack shields. That way, you can carry more guns and more resources through 4 people. So we always usually have someone carrying a big shield, always carrying minis, someone carries minis, someone carries medkits, and someone usually has a chug jug or bandages. And then, so I would have taken that purple tack because the submachine guns do run out of ammo pretty quick. So you got to always make sure that I have something to double tap. Sometimes I'll pick up another submachine gun, but I like having that shotgun for that last final kill blast. So you see here, I'm coming around. I want to avoid Salty Springs as much as possible because I know it's a hotbed for activity, and it's still pretty, there's 28 people left right now, but it's still pretty early, and I want to get to that top 10 before I start making most of my fights. I do see a guy running in the back there. I don't know how this snipe missed. I must have just been leading him a little bit ahead. But I'll take shots like that at people out in the zone because it scares the shit out of them, and they'll just keep running. And then, so I know that he's going to come from my right, so I need to start making sure that I watch that direction as well as get to a point where he won't be able to see me. So I'm going to hit this rock, and then I get surprised here because I wasn't looking around very well. But I'm able to combat that with some building. So he comes around here, I'll build a wall there. I'm stuck in a crouch, which sucks. I hate how they're sticking you in crouches on building. It just doesn't work very well. But if you can get up close, see how that freaking melted him? He wasn't able to get another shot off. If you get real up close with that submachine gun, you'll hit every single shot and you will melt that guy in 3 seconds. And notice how I still have 15 bullets left. It only took me just a little bit over half. Again, don't know how this shot misses. I'm usually pretty armed with a sniper, but that was unfortunate there. I see him move up. I see the mini shields here. This is what I'm saying, where I take the big shield over the minis because people mostly carry those minis. So I'm just looking around, trying to see if I can get some eyes on him. I notice he makes the stairs there now, but I didn't see that at the beginning. He's peeking me right now. I don't know if you saw that, but I get confused because I dropped my tack instead of my shield, but I figured it out. But he had actually just jumped down, and he's running to the left there. I don't know if you saw that, but he is. And so I finally see him right about now. I figure he's out there, and I take the shot. I miss again. I'm sorry. Sometimes you can't always be 100% on, even though my montages make it look that way. But you'll see here, I don't take a look at the map because I have a pretty good, from playing so many times, I have decent map awareness to the point where I can know pretty much where it is. I guess I lied. I do have to check the map. Sorry. Fuck. But The reason Fortnite came so easy to me strategically wise is because I was playing a lot of PUBG before it, so I knew how to move and maneuver myself around a circle. Honestly, the best way to do that is the circle closes. You want to be near the edge of the circle at all times, and then if you're on the far side, instead of running straight into the circle, because that's what everyone else is going to do, and you're going to get a hit from both sides, try and move to an edge of the circle and try and get to the edge that's closest, because the circle closes the slowest on that point, as well as there's going to be less people on the edges of the circles. See there, it's pretty much in the center, and that's just a pretty bad circle, but you just got to adapt. I don't know if you noticed there, but I could have built around all the way to the right side of that mountain, but I built left to go up, and that's because I don't want people seeing my builds. The number one way that I find people is I see building, and that's when I'll scope in, and if I can see you on my scope, you're most likely dead. So I just do my best. See here, I take a pause and I look around because I know that's shifty and tilted. I always look directly below the mountain before I jump off of it and start building, just because you never know who's going to be underneath it. And so I'm looking into the forest, I'm looking everywhere, making sure no one's coming up behind me. I'm pretty low on wood right now, which is not the best, but you see here, me looking around is able, normally, in this situation, you'll see here, I'll start building, but if I have the drop on someone like that, where I can absolutely see them, then again, I don't think if you have the drop on someone, I would shoot first, because if they look and they see building, they'll know exactly where you are. But if you're standing in a patch of grass, they're not going to see you as well, because you're not going to be behind building. So this guy was a little flustered. Circle's coming in, so he's basically screwed. And he just gets stupid here and peeks too much of his body out, and I'm able to take him down. I think about getting the loot, but Circle's coming in. I don't want to take that hit to my health. I only have one med kit. So I start moving up. That bush is huge over there. Damn. Okay. But you see, I'm not moving straight into the circle at Tilted. I want to get to the left of Tilted, because obviously Tilted's a very big area. And you'll see the circle does end on Tilted this game, which is, I honestly hate it. I like having open battlefields where I have space to build and everything, but you see, as soon as that circle changed, I saw that it came into the top right corner over there. So instead of continuing to move to the left, I'm going to move right to get to the short side of the circle, where I know it's going to close slower, so I'll have more time to figure out my moves, and there'll be less people over there, even though I am running towards Tilted. Because if you're on that far side of the circle, there's more likely going to be more people on that far side than there is in the actual circle, so they're all going to be converging in, and that's when you get killed. So if you can move to the short side where you have less moving into the circle, then it's better. Here, I go for the chest. It's solos, it's dangerous, I know, standing still, especially while I build. Normally when I build, I'm always moving side to side, left to right, and here I also make a mistake of I take a crouch here, but normally I'm crouching up and down, up and down, up and down, just to avoid people getting easy headshots on me. That's another trick, is moving side to side and bouncing up and down when you're taking those potions, because I don't know how many times I've hit people with headshots while they're taking things and just knocking them down, which would make it a lot harder if they weren't just standing so still. Move down here, I know that's a safe drop. I hear a shot to my northeast 60. I'm looking for him, I find him another tree. Here I'm gonna take the shot, because watch, he just sits there like a freaking piece of fruit. I'm just gonna bite into it. That was freaking weird, I'm sorry, but I just don't really know how to freaking do these things yet. But I drop down here, I'm an idiot, and I get too far from the mountain. Take a little bit of ding to my health, but I have that med kit, so I'm not really that worried about it. And then I'm gonna show you here, this is me looking around, and then you'll watch my build here. So I'm building up, building up, building up, and see, normally, this is going to make me want to wrap around the mountain. I'm going to go actually back. I'm going to miss the jump here because I'm an idiot, but and I have no hops. But if you build there and here, there's going to be no chance of that guy being able to see you come up on him from behind. So using those mountains and that natural cover is huge in this game, because builds are obvious. Like, if you build cover with wood everywhere you go, people are going to know exactly where you are. Okay, and this is a base rush. Normally I'd build one more up, but this guy's in a fight, so he doesn't even know I'm here. So I take him down. I limit his opportunities to go. He runs underneath me. I know he's going to be on the side, checking everywhere, and then I get the final kill. Alright, and then another thing I'm worried about this whole time, I pick up the scar, obviously, But I'm worried because I know that whichever way direction he's pointing, there's most likely an enemy. So he was looking up to his right. So I most likely believe there's an enemy there, and I catch his build. I don't think I saw it in game, but you can see that he's starting to build up there. So I know that there's an enemy up here, and that's why I have my building out ready to go. Just because you can see where he's going to fight, and I know he got sniped from that area. So making sure when you kill an enemy, you know if they're fighting someone else, you know where they're fighting from. Because if you come in after them, the next person that person that was trying to kill them is you. So I check out the top. Every time I break a base from a distance like that, I always pull up my sniper just to see if I can get a quick shot before they put up another build. In this case, I don't know where the person went, so I'm just going to keep looking around. And then here's another trick. You'll see it soon after I reload. I think I do it. Not yet. Yeah, here. So it doesn't really work that well on stairs, as I found out in this location, but you can see that I'm still undercover, but I'm able to see through that broken. See, it works better here. So you see I'm able to look through my build because there's a little clear spot, but it's broken, or it's not broken. So they can't see me, they can't hit me, but I'm able to see them, and that makes my shots easier because all I have to do is slide up a little bit and take the shot, and I'm able to see them the whole time instead of having to peek out and be wide open for a headshot while I'm finally finding my target. I'll be able to find my target before I have to peek out, and that makes shooting a lot easier. And then making sure you know how to edit. Editing is huge, because if you're stuck in a base like that and it's starting to come down, you need to build a door out of it and get out. And a door out the back is a lot better than jumping out of the top, because one, you're going to limit your fall damage, and two, they can't see that door being built from the other side. So they might not even know that you slipped out, and they'll just be pounding you with grenades and not even know. Here, the circle starts to move in onto Tilted, and I love Tilted. It's super fun. It's good to work on your close quarters combat, but it's just not really for me. I'm more of a methodical, take my time, move through the map kind of guy. Here I'm building. I'm going to use this other person's build as well to get up the mountain. I hear a shot to my north, and they're shooting at someone from the east, but I can't find that person. I hear more shots to my 330 at this point, so I'm looking over there. I have no eyes, so I'm going to start moving into the circle. Always look around before you make your move. Here I'm an idiot and fall into a bathroom. But always make sure that before you make any big move like this where you can get shot at, you look around. So I see this guy up here. I could take the shot right now, but I notice he's fighting someone, so I'm going to wait for this battle, wait until he's weak, and then just wait for him. As soon as he gets a little standing still, that's when I'll take the shot there. I had to kind of drag it a little bit, but that just comes with time, with learning how the sniping mechanics work. Here's my base build. This is a duo. Normally I'll do it. You'll see a solo later on in the game, but this is a duo. So walls 2x4 or 2x1. Sorry, yeah. Walls, stairs, and then I always build a floor too, because it's just, I don't know, it's just the way I build them. Then I build these stair structures like this, leaving the corners open, because I'm going to come in with a pyramid, edit out the two edges, and that's going to give me this kind of piece, and I'll be able to build that. Then I put my stairs on. Normally, if I'm in a single one, and notice how I'll tell you about that later, but notice how I'm looking around everywhere. I catch a guy over there building. So watch this. So I come in, I try and snipe. He puts the wall up just in time. So I don't get him, and then, so I know he's building, I know he's busy, so he's not going to be paying attention to me very much. So I know I can look around. But I always move back to my target. So I know he's there. I don't see him up top because I can see the wall, so I can see him doing something down there. So I'm going to break through, pop him once, see how I can get him before he builds. I hit him with a sniper, and then he's just scrambling from there. Easy kill. Notice how I crouched while I shot, just to make my shots a little bit more accurate. Normally also, if I have more time, I'm going to use walls to block the bottoms of my stairs as well to add more support, but I was just kind of in the moment there. And if you notice, earlier I built a brick brace, and I had a 999 steel. I'm saving that steel for endgame for right now, because this is when you're going to want your steel. Those stairs down are going to come back to haunt me in a second. I hear fighting to my 210 in southwest, and I realize, okay, final two. So it's top two. I'm going to get into circle, build a base. I don't even realize right now. See how my stairs are all messed up? whenever you build a stair down, always edit it back to the point where it's not crappy. I didn't even know the drop was there. To be completely honest, I had no idea it was there. I'm not really paying attention to drops late game. But again, see my stairs, I messed up. So knowing how to edit stairs is huge too. I did not know how to edit stairs at first, and it messed me the hell up. And I built a bad roof. But just being able to edit is key. Build my walls. This is my solo base. My floor is already built, and so now I'm going to switch my stairs back, and then I'm going to build my 1x1. Another tip with 1x1s or 2x2s is you can build in the center 2 walls on each other side. I'll probably make a video later of it. Actually, it's kind of honestly hard to explain, but I was lucky enough, even though I messed up a bunch of building, I was able to see this guy trying to get up to my base. And here I'm debating the whole time whether I should stay up in my base and keep the high ground, but I know he's healing down there, so I'm like freaking out. So I'm using my peeks in order to see if he ran anywhere else, so I know he's in that building. So I could drop down on that door, but that's like the likely move. So I drop down on top, hit the bus, get an eye on him, start just pounding him. He pulls out a Scar, not the best close quarter weapon, so I'm able to dodge that, and I do a little loop-de-loop, and I take him out. See how that freaking submachine gun just melts people? Yeah, so that's my solo gameplay. I'll probably post some more later on, but that's just some fun. I didn't really go much into combat building, but that's going to be more in the squad game. So you'll see that soon. All right, thanks for listening. Adios.